Hey y'all, welcome back to the garden. Still our indoor garden for now. This video is all about how I'm doing taters this year, potatoes. Last year I used the Ruth Stout method where you just lay the potatoes on the ground and cover them with hay or some sort of yard waste mulch, and also planted them 6 inches deep into my planter bed. Both methods worked wonders, but I lean toward the Ruth Stout method because, as I've said, my love language is what's easiest. But this year I'm going to expand just a little bit and look more into, is there a way that creates a larger harvest at the end of the year? And is there an easier, more efficient way to grow? So I'm going to be using 4 different methods this year, and I'm going to bring you along and show you the difference, what has the greatest yield, what's the easiest, what's most efficient. My hope is that the Ruth Stout method still succeeds the best because, again, it's really easy. Here are the 4 different methods I've decided I'm going to try this year. Potatoes started in pots, so seed potatoes started indoors under a grow light. Our favorite method, which is the Ruth Stout method. If you plan on using this technique at home, make sure that you give a very generous covering to your potatoes. Check them daily, making sure that you recover them and that no squirrels have kind of made a mess of your Ruth Stout potato bed. Method number 3 I'm trying is container growing. Inside of these buckets here, I think that they are 5-gallon buckets. I only put 2 potatoes in each. I set them about halfway down the bucket and then covered it with hay. And then we have a couple potatoes growing here in this raised garden bed. There are 4 potatoes. I had some left over. This is the less sunny side of the garden, especially when the squash grow up on the squash trellis. But I wanted to see, kind of push it. How far can we go into the shade with potatoes? How easy are they to grow? How successful will they be in this more shaded area of the garden? Again, dug about 6 inches down into the dirt. Just a little tip here that might help you decide which method you might want to start with. Potatoes need to be dug up to be harvested, which means they're not really good companion plants for literally anything. I planted mine closer to this edge of the bed so that when I do have my squash plants growing up here and I harvest my potatoes, I won't disturb the roots. This is one of the benefits of container planting with potatoes, because when you're ready to harvest, you just tip the bucket over and you have all of your potatoes right there for you, and you don't have to disturb any other roots in your vegetable garden. An important care tip for your potatoes is how much to water them. If you put them outside, Mother Nature does a great job of taking care of it. Some garden watering with the hose is fine too, but if you start your potatoes indoors, you want to make sure that the soil stays moist but not soggy. And the way I like to do that is by bottom watering. I make sure to bottom water all of my seedlings. It doesn't actually matter which ones I'm watering. I have these lower black trays and I fill those with about 3/4 inch of a water, and then I fill that again once it has gone bone dry. This helps the plant to sort of regulate itself. The water will soak up through the holes in the bottom of the cups or the pots. And plants are so intelligent, the plant itself will start growing deeper roots seeking the water. So that helps the plant itself to become stronger and healthier because it develops those deep roots. This also ensures that mold or algae doesn't develop on the top of the soil in here. Along with this oscillating fan that I have run for about 6 to 8 hours a day, this helps to strengthen the plants by requiring the stems to get strong against the wind, and also helps to keep the air circulating through here. Again, preventing any mold or mildew or algae that might build up because it's damp down here. I know that's an extra little tip, and our focus is on potatoes today, but if you're going to do this indoors, it's really important to make sure that wherever you're doing it, I'm here in my basement, you can keep things from getting moldy and too moist down here. So those are the 4 methods I'm using this year to grow potatoes, and I'm so excited to see which one works best. I'm gonna bring you along during this season, checking in on the plants. I'm not gonna get too scientific with it, pull out the scale and measure anything, but you and I are going to gauge together throughout the growing season here in Zone 5 which method grows the best, which is easiest, which is most enjoyable, which has the greatest yield. And I'm also really interested to find out if one of these methods is a little more resistant to pests or disease. And we'll find out all of that together. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. If you're planting potatoes this year, what kind are you planting? What is your method? May God bless your garden and your potatoes and your life. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. I have a salad to go with my dinner.